Yours truly, Andy the Gabby Cabby. And it's Friday, the weather is terrible, and I'm here sitting on my own in my cab, and 15 seconds have gone by, and just waiting for the first people to turn up to say hello. Usually takes a little while. I've just seen some breaking news this hour, which is quite pleasing to me from a justice being done point of view. But I will inform you all of that when you start to show up. If anybody is here already, why don't you pop up and say hi in the chat. I've got one joiner turned up now, and let's see if they say hello, so I know the old communication is working. Hey, King Corona says hi. Hello, King Corona. Looks like you're the first one here in the chat. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good day. Don't know what the weather's like where you are. It's pissing down with rain here. King Corona, ahoy again. Is that Marbell Lorio? Did I say that right? Hello to you. Hope you're well. And thank you for joining the chat on this Friday afternoon. Could be better, but hey, yeah, you're right, King Corona. But I heard some breaking news before I come out. That little boy, Arthur Hughes, that was tortured and murdered by his parents. They've both been sentenced to a very long time in prison. He got 21 years and she got 29. Apparently that's what they've got to serve at a minimum. So justice in a way has been done, even though it won't bring that little boy back. In my opinion, that's not long enough. I think they should go to prison with no hope of ever being released. But hey, that's just me. Broken Britain, hello Andy. Hello to you, Broken Britain. I think you sent me a message the other day. I can't remember whether it was a comment about comments or something else, but I'll have to respond to you. Lake Lizard, good morning to you. Thank you for joining. King Corona, horrific. Yeah, absolutely. That case was awful. What really broke my heart was one of the last videos of him where he was in a room and he said, "Nobody loves me." That, if I could have picked him up and scooped him up there, and I would have done. Bath, North East. Hi Andy and the chat, hello to you. Thank you for joining us on this crappy Friday. The weather's pretty awful around here at the moment. I don't know what it's like where you are. We've got a few family things going on later, but I managed to get on around 2 o'clock, which is when I usually get on, or try to. Alan Reader, afternoon Andy. Hello Alan, hope you're well and everything's good where you are. We've got some more people coming in now. What have you all been up to today? If you had a lazy day, been at work, other things, let me know. The British Reactor 2, hi all, hello to you. Hope you are well. We're getting some familiar names in there. I would say familiar faces and names, but I'm not quite sure what half of you look like. Lake Lizard, foolish and overcast so far. Yeah, it's not great here. We got yeah, rain, very chilly as well. And yeah, for those of you that are just joining us, I don't know if you're aware that the parents of Lake Lizard, yeah, I'm with you, coolish instead of foolish. Yeah, the parents of Arthur Hughes, that little boy that was tortured and murdered, have both been sentenced to a very long time in prison. I was going to do a breaking news video on it just to let everybody know, but I thought, what the hell, I'll announce it in here so you all know what's going on. I've got some content coming out at 6 o'clock, like I always do, between 6 and 8. Another 5 videos, some about the dinghy divers and a few about the situation with what's going on in the world at the moment, particularly in this country, and my thoughts on it. And as always, I look forward to your content and you know, what you have to say. I noticed yesterday I got quite a reaction to the story I put on about my accident I had 2 years ago with the crash footage and everything else. It was kind of good therapy, really. I wanted to talk about it, and I've been itching to do that for ages, and obviously with an ongoing court case I couldn't say anything, and it was good that I was finally able to break that mould and say something, which is very nice. I don't know if you saw my other video as well about all the shows that I've been watching in America, and picked out some highlights for you. Anyway, where is everybody? We're getting low numbers at the moment. It might be people who are at work or something else is going on. What have you all been up to today? Let's have a shout out. Sedge1 is here. Hello Andy, hello, thank you for joining. Hope you're doing all right. Not too bad here, just end of the week and making weekend plans. But, what have the rest of you been up to? Let me know. Suffolk here, day off, that's from GH. Broken Britain, not a lot. Washing day. Yeah, my wife's putting the Christmas decorations up at the moment. She usually does a little display in the back garden every year, and she's cussing and swearing a little bit at the moment because it's not going her way. I said, do you want my help? She says, no, go and sit in your car. Late Lizard, it's 8 AM, so I just made coffee. Yes, I could do with a coffee myself. If you want a coffee, have it in a mug. An Andy, the Gabby Cabby mug. And even says Toodaloo on the back there. And I do them in white, so you can have any colour you like. Always waiting. Bake some shortbread. Oh, shortbread, I love shortbread. And walnut and date cake. Okay, I think I tried that. Broken Britain, laugh out loud, obey the wife. You know it makes sense. Tony Whitworth, RIP, Arthur Hughes. Police release harrowing recordings hours before death. No one loves me and no one's gonna. I saw that, Tony, that one, the No One Loves Me. That really broke my heart, that did. It was awful, awful thing. You know, the parents, he's got 21 years, she's got 29. And they say that's minimum term they serve. In my view, they should never be released again. And I think if it was other countries with more severe penalties, they might have got a bit more than they deserved. Carly Eaton, sorry I'm late. That's okay, Carly. Thank you for joining us. You're not too late. I'll let you off on this occasion. But yeah, thank you for everybody that's joined us so far. The numbers are starting to creep up. So Andy the Gabby Cabby's daily chat, where we just have a little natter together once a day. I'll try and muster up some courage to listen to that recording. King Corona says it's heartbreaking, it really is, and there is footage that goes with it as well. It's, as I said, if I could have scooped that boy up, I would have done. You know, I guess many people feel like that, but didn't deserve that. DB Cooper, hi Andy. Hi DB Cooper, thanks for joining us this afternoon on a Friday. What's everyone up to at the weekend? Anyone got anything planned? Always waiting. Andy, Tony Hudgell from Maidstone's parents are out soon. He lost his legs because of the abuse. Child abuse doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't. You know, if you're guilty of that, you should be put away in a dark room for a long time. Yes, I saw that, Tony, yesterday. That was put on Twitter. And when he was told that people have already distinguished the difference, what did he say? Oh, shit. So, yeah, that blows it out of the water. That is on Twitter. Now, if I remember, I'll go and retweet it, so it's on my Twitter feed after I finish this live stream. Carly, housework and avoiding the MSN. Well, one you have a choice over, and one is an absolute must. I'll let you work that one out. P. Tordoff, lock 'em up for life. I totally agree with you there. I think there's other punishments, really, that are probably more applicable to someone that wants to do, you know, harm to a child. Andy, are you impressed with the Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square? You know, I thought we had it. It's Broken Britain that says this. I thought we had a long-standing arrangement with Norway, is it? Since the end of World War II, where every year we get a nice tree sent over to us from them to put in Trafalgar Square. And they've been beautiful up until this point. I mean, what have they done it? you know, if they cut out a bit of it and left it behind as a down payment for next year or what. I don't get it. It looks awful. You compare that to the tree outside Downing Street, which, by the way, you can find on my social media feeds. It's not really great, is it? It's awful. Yeah, got some more comments about Arthur's parents, jail for life, castration. Yeah, definitely. Alfie baby. Hi, Andy. Hi, Alfie. Thank you for joining. Hope you're doing all right there. On this Friday afternoon, we're having a chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby. And yeah, I'm trying to do one of these every day around now. And you can get live access to little old me, and we can have a nice chat. One thing that's nice is where you all talk together in the chat as well as me, get to know each other, particularly if you're on your own or your situation demands you could do with a bit of company. This is one way of doing it, and it works. GH, Serco raking it in as long as our unwelcome guests arrive daily. Yes, I'm sure you're right there. I went and had a look down there the other day and recorded it, and I had trouble finding things. I wasn't familiar with the area, and I've got a suspicion I didn't walk far enough, but we'll see. Khan put that Christmas tree in cold storage from previous year, part and parcel. Yeah, could be right. That's probably what a defrosted Christmas tree looks like. DB Cooper, you're a breath of fresh air, Andy. Thank you very much for that. Although I had a mushroom and onion omelette before I got in the car, so I'm probably not too fresh, but I appreciate it. Late Lizard likes the company. See, that's what it's all about. Carly Eaton, no to the VPs, no to manager. This mandatory thing really disturbs me. You know, taking away a person's basic right to make a choice. It's awful, particularly in places like Greece where they want to start fining people 100, I think it's 100 euros every month, isn't it? It's disgraceful. Pete Dordorf says, I don't get notifications either. I'm in contact with somebody regularly, a subscriber to the channel, and she emailed me and said, when do you go live? And I said, I'm going in about 5 to 10 minutes, so hopefully she'll get that email and pop on here. Anne-Marie Loughlin, blessings Andy from Bonnie, Scotland, UK. Yes, blessings back to you. How is it up there with that Jeanette McCranky woman? Is she giving you all a hard time? Let me know what part you're in as well. I'd love to visit Scotland one day. I really would. Who else have we got? Broken Britain. For notifications, hit the lit. Yeah, when you subscribe to the channel, there's a little bell notification icon. If you hit that as well, that should keep you up to date with everything that's going on. Although I have had reports sometimes that doesn't seem to work. So then I do wonder whether it's the app itself. I'm not quite sure about that one. Yeah, good point, King Corona. I mean, Greece is up to its neck in shite, isn't it, with regard to debt? So that could be a convenient way of pulling back some money, but it's also another way of cajoling people into compliance. Anne-Marie, I'm in Glasgow, and she's an absolute nightmare. Carball plus janitor. Yeah. We get spoon-fed all the crap down this way, but you can pick it apart pretty quick. Tony Whitworth, show-jumping star who sued her mother's GP, claiming she should never have been born, has won the right to millions in damages in a landmark High Court ruling today. How can judges make this ruling? Let me read that again. Show-jumping star who sued her mother's GP, claiming she should never have been born. Yeah, what context was that comment made? That's the first thing I want to know. You know, you make comments like this all the time. Next year, your own kids will be suing you. It's a crazy world we live in, and it's got to stop. I'll be interested to know the context of that. I really would. But anyway, we've got yeah, a few more people joining now, so hello to all of you. If you've just joined us, daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Like to do one of these a day, so just to include you all in a little daily chatter, so you get live untouched access to me, and you know, we can all get to know each other a little better. Yeah, GH, fit, healthy sports people not being so fit and healthy. I think what we're all, you know, thinking about that has been debunked, or we're in the process of debunking it in the mainstream media. But a lot of these events where athletes are going to, they're being forced to do something they might not want to compete. And where their heart and everything else is so finely tuned, I do wonder whether this might be an issue, but that's for the medical people to decide. Dorian Newton, Andy the Gabby Cabby. The Gabby Cabby. Only on occasion. I prefer Gabby. I can be Gabby when I want to be, though. Anne-Marie, Andy, my pastor Rodney Howard Brown in Tampa, Florida, wrote all about this, you know, so many years ago. His book, Killing of the Planet, is about the cardboard. Is that readily available, Anne-Marie? Could that be gotten hold of? I'll have a look through it. Dorian, love you, though. Love you more. Thumbs up from Ben. Same to you, Ben. Hope you're well. Thank you for popping in and joining us. So the daily Andy, the Gabby Cabby chatter. You can see I've got the old Diet Coke on the go. Helps the old throat stay loose. Hi Andy, I'm a bit late today. That's all right, Neat, you're here. That's the main thing. You're welcome, Dorian. But yeah, what's the situation like where you are? Where are you in the country? If you're in this country, or if you're in the States, let's have a whip around. Where are you, and what's it like with the way people are feeling and everything? Ed Zulu, hi to you. Afternoon, Andy. One thing that's really pissing me off is seeing bloody anti-masks thrown all over. Yeah, that's the thing. I was having this as well with cab journeys I was doing, where people opted to wear those things. They were leaving them in my cab. I don't want them. I don't enforce any of it, and I don't want them. But if people choose to wear them, that's, you know, I'm pro-choice. But don't leave the frickin' things in my car. And it's happened 3 or 4 occasions now. It's absolutely disgusting. But then if it is as serious as it says, why are they being allowed to be discarded on the floor? I don't get that. They should be disposed of properly. Yeah, Derek Owen, afternoon, Mr. Gabbs. Afternoon to you. So John Major's back again. King's Lynn today. Yeah, I think they're going full bore with this. I've had an email and I've had a letter as well inviting me, both of which I'm going to ignore, and I do wonder how pushy they will get. That's very interesting. I did get a letter from the NHS today, but it was about something else entirely. So I thought they were going to start a letter writing campaign at one of those internet trolls you can get from time to time. Dorian Newton, you need a Kung Flu pass here now, and it frightens me. Where are you, Dorian? Let me know. I've got a suspicion what you're going to say. I'll let her reply to that. But, oh, Wales, yeah, with that Nutty Drakeford character. Yes, I'm not entirely surprised. Somebody's down in Bognor Regis, not bad at the moment. That's Ben. I had somebody down there the other day on a holiday, and I've got to take them to Gatwick in a few days. So that should be good. I used to do a few jobs down to Bognor, actually, but they dried up a couple of years ago for reasons we're probably aware of. Tony Whitworth, fines of €100 will be imposed at monthly intervals from January. I know they're doing that in Greece, aren't they? They are coming down hard on the Irish. Next it will be the Welsh and the Scottish. I'm waiting for them to try that on. Craig Bryan, hi Andy, just started watching your videos recently and I subscribed too. Got a letter from NHS. A 4th? Excuse me. They've only got up to number 3 with me. Jesus Christ. I reckon it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, thank you, Craig Bryan. I appreciate your support and your subscription. I intend to do this kind of thing every day, a live stream, and you know, 5, maybe 6 videos at the end of each day. I use a thing called vidIQ, which is a tool in the background that YouTubers play around with, and one of the things it tells me is when my subscribers are online, when they appear the most. So I tend to stick by that and publish things when it tells me people are going to be around. It appears to work quite well. And then when I go to bed and check the next day, I assume some of the American people and some of the late sleepers have picked things up as well, because the views seem to go up a little bit more. I haven't asked yet, but if you can, particularly if you're new to the live stream, can you hit the like button for me, please? That would be great if you could do that, because it does help the YouTube algorithm discover this live stream and this channel. That's always helpful. Thumbs up a bit low, viewers. Tony Whitworth. Okay. Mr. Aid. Hi, Andy. I'm in Scotland. Got told earlier by my brother that I should be jailed for not being appointed with the prick. I travelled half an hour to give him a lift to the shop. Gratitude. I'd have made him walk. Simples. This is the problem. It's sowing division, isn't it? People from different families and friends, they're all going to have different opinions depending on how they're influenced by what they read, and it's going to cause grief and aggro with everybody. You've got this situation with the supermarkets, for example, where they're not going to be enforcing things that they're being told to enforce, but you've still got the shoppers in there, different age groups, different opinions, that are going to start having a go at each other. So it's not a pretty situation. I'll be interested to see if the government tries to, you know, fine anybody. I can see that coming next. Derek Owen, it'll break up families. Yeah, it will do, totally. And as a result, mental health as well will be affected, because, you know, you don't want people feeling isolated over this. You certainly don't. Kim Alliston's here. Hi, Andy, she says. Hello to you, Kim. Hope you're well. Thank you for all your contributions and comments. It's nice of you to pop on here as regularly as you do. Always waiting. Another thing to divide us, like Brexit. Yeah, anything they can do to stir the shit. It's horrible. Lil George, hi Andy in the chat. New here. Watched a few live streams last week. Subscribed this morning. Well, thank you and welcome. Appreciate the support and the subscription. And I hope I continue to provide content which you find enjoyable and you can stick with us. I try and do one of these every day. Lorna McKenzie, first time on your live stream, Andy. Oh, wow, brilliant. Well, thank you very much. And as I said, I appreciate all the support, and it looks like more and more people are coming across me from one place or another now. I had a look at the analytics in YouTube, and I think I'm up to something like 5 million hits in the search engines. Really love it. Just had a new subscriber, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Air Zulu, I worked at Luton Airport for many years. I'm aware it's not your favourite, Andy. Believe me, it'd be easier to get into Alcatraz. Yeah, getting out of it's just as bad. The reason hi Judy Wilson from across the pond. I hope you're well. The reason I don't like Luton is every time I go there, there's always a problem of some description, either with traffic, with getting the passenger out, just something all the time. And that, and the fact, it's a bloody long way from Margate. That's crazy. Oh, Kim Alliston, right, just became a member of the channel. That's what that bleep was. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate the support. That's great. Becoming a member of the channel, you just pay, I think it's £1 a month, and you get a little badge against your name. It just makes you stand out in chats a little bit more, and it's just a, you know, a token gesture of support for the channel. I will be looking at other membership levels as well, because I've got a couple of ideas where, you know, you can get a little bit something back as well. So leave that one with me. It's work in progress. I've got some news for you as well. I will be going on another YouTuber's channel within the next couple of weeks. I'm not prepared to say yet. It's all still getting spoken about in the background, so watch out for that one, and I'll start announcing things in the not too distant future. So that'll be... Somebody else has just become a member, Lorna Mackenzie. Thank you, Lorna, I appreciate it. That's somebody else with a little badge against their name, and just a show of support, and helps you stand out a bit more in the chat. So I appreciate that as well. That's beautiful. Shirley Martin, hello Andy, hello Shirley. I had an auntie called Shirley, and I like that name. Hope you're well and getting on okay where you are. DB Cooper, do you know the song Luton Airport by the Cats? Showing my age here. No, I don't, unfortunately. I used to like a lot of the older songs because my father had a band on and off, played a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s music, and that was kind of my era that I enjoyed, really. But my wife is the music aficionado. She can tell the name of a song within seconds of it playing. I always had a trouble with guessing the name and the lyrics, getting them matching up. Always waiting, Andy. I don't seem to have the option to become a member. Always waiting. If you have a look where the subscribe button is, I think it's underneath the underneath this live stream or somewhere around. You'll have the subscribe button. Next to that, there's one called Join, and then you can go in there, and then it gives you the membership level, and you can join. But there will be other levels later on. As I said, that's work in progress that I'm looking at. I'll make announcements on that soon. Yes, it's next to the bell, so you've got the subscribe, the bell, and the join button, and that's where you can access it all. Peter Smith's here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Peter. Hope you're well. Jesus Jones, don't call me Shirley. I love it. Carly Eaton, do you think the Tories should go? I think Reform UK. Well, I've got a video on this coming out later, Carly. You know, with what happened with the by-election, only just. At the end of the day, Boris has got a bloody nose. The Lib Dems have been shoved even further down the pack than they were already, and Reform came in third. That's quite a respectable result, really. So hopefully they can press on. But I think the clear message is we're pissed off with Boris. I don't know whether you all agree with that, but we've had enough of all this crap and we want our lives back. John Barry, hi Andy, had booster yesterday. Apart from the sore arm, I'm feeling okay. Have a good day, Andy. Well, that's a relief to hear, John. That's all that's happened. I know loads of people that have had it, and they've all had some kind of adverse reaction. It's really quite scary. And one of those is my own mum. Thankfully, she's okay and the effect's wearing off, but it's, yeah, not good. Public is sick of the double standards by the politicians, Lorna Mackenzie says. Totally right. And it's been going on for years, even before this crap. Air Zulu, I aged working there, Mr. Cooper. It was interesting working on the ramp with aircraft, which I love. That's the one thing I will give Luton its credit, Air Zulu. When you drive in there and you've got all the access road going round to the car park and everything, you're right next to where the planes are parked up. And you've got another compound over the other side where you've got some of the private and light aircraft as well. And being a plane spotter, kind of, I really loved looking at all that. It's I'll give it its dues. Lorraine, oh, okay, you lost power. What, is that just a sudden power cut? Yeah. The Lorraine who's just popped up is actually Factual Breakdown. They're one and the same. And it looks like she's had a power cut when she tried to get on and join us here by the looks of it. Where are we? Andy, there's a customer in the back, says Slurpy Dave, pubs, beers and jokes. Well, they never paid. They must have legged it. Black Country Wench 64, getting fed up with the Rona. Everyone seems to do what they're told. What happens to people who didn't? Yeah. Trouble is with us Brits, I think we do a lot of moaning and do the old stiff upper lip routine, don't we? And don't seem to take action, whereas somebody like the French, they go bananas. And there'll be a video out about them later as well. Rainy Green, hi Andy, hi to you. Thank you for joining. Lorraine says they're building homes around here, so when they put the power on to a new home, they shut all of our power off. It really stinks because now my house is freezing. Well, that's hardly fair, is it? How many houses are they building around there? Does this happen often? Mr. Aid says, John Redman, if you get your... That really jumped. If you get your booster... Yeah. There's going to be conflicting opinions on the booster. Some will want it, some won't. I mean, I've got, you know, my opinions, you've got yours, but at the end of the day, it's pro-choice. You can't, you know, criticise for somebody wanting to have it, even though we don't think it's the best idea. They go and do it, and, you know, what happens, happens. No, oh, great, now I have outed myself. You're still here, Lorraine. I saw that comment. DB Cooper, the taxi should have been there. And he was on the way, though. If he don't hurry up, I'll miss me holiday. Ooh, Luton Airport. Mr. Aid, exactly, Andy. It's about choice, yeah. Somebody asked me the question the other day, have I had the vaccine? I've had both jabs. And the reason I had both jabs is because at the time I thought it was the right thing to do. And since then, I get a bit educated about what's going on and everything. And I get the letter through the post about the third. I don't want it. I really don't want it, and I don't plan on having it. And it'll be interesting to see what, you know, what actions they take to try and shove my arm up my back. You could sling a few dinghy divers in that cab, Slurpy Dave says. Yeah, that's very true. This is a Ford Tornado, this. It's got 8 seats for passengers. It's the long wheelbase version. It's absolutely massive. So you probably could shove a few dinghy divers in the back. I'll have to watch myself next time I drive through Dover. GH, you're dead right. I mean, look what's happening with the moronic. Richard Void, I'll go with that. Lorraine says, I'm not even going to bother trying to change over the factual breakdown. It doesn't matter. It'd be in the United States. It'd be more concerned about publicly identifying myself. That's fair enough. I know you're a little bit guarded about that, depending on where you are. Andy, what's your favourite supermarket breakfast? I had a Tesco's fry-up this morning. I was at Gatwick early and had their breakfast. It wasn't too bad. I think it was bacon, a couple of hash browns, a couple of eggs, beans, mushrooms, and a cup of tea. Suited me down to the ground, but you can't beat a greasy spoons, though, can you? Proper calf breakfast, or make one yourself. That's definite. DB Cooper, all the fuss checking our COVID certs at Heathrow, and yet 1,000 dinghy divers walking unchecked. It's mad. What I'm finding lately with the COVID certs, as you call them, they're not really being checked that thoroughly when people come back into the UK, because they were concerned that check-in times were taking ages and ages and ages, probably a lot longer than they should have been. And what they did, they make an assumption that they're checked before the people leave the country they're coming from, and therefore not checking them when they get here, and it cuts the time down. Yes, Lorraine has made a very valid point about savage media. A bit worried about him. Lorraine sent me a report by email earlier saying that Savage Media has been stabbed, attacked over in France. Lorraine thinks she's heard from him, and I'm trying to get an answer as well, and hopefully he's all right. His son is the one that runs a pub up in Manchester, so hopefully between us all we can get a status update, and hopefully he's okay. But let's all send best wishes to him and hope whatever's happened, he'll pull through it. They say there's lots of adverse reactions not being reported to the public. Yeah, I mean, that Dr. Shillery was on GMB slagging off the yellow list, wasn't he? I mean, that's a place to check. Slurpy Dave, pubs, beers and joke. Good shout, honest and truthful. That's all I'll ever be. And if someone's in trouble, if I can help them, I will do. And equally, if they need a bit of support and good wishes, that too. Face masks are okay if you can't be arsed shaving. Okay, so if ever I don't shave for 4 days, I'll remember that. But all of you guys tell me to have a shave when I let the old growth go a little bit too much. Peter Smith, hope Savage is okay. Yes, so do I. He's a big supporter of this channel and been very kind in the, the background. A lot of things happen in the background here. So I do hope he is okay. I'm sure we'll find out the answer to that soon. Question time expert. I'm scared about. Don't forget to rearrange the letters. Lake Lizard, OMG. I assume that's a reaction to what I just told you. Hillary is in the pay of the farmer. Yeah, that's right. DB Cooper, are you a Cockney? I've had that question before. No, it's a short answer. I'm Margate, born and bred. People have told me my accent is a bit funny. I can't hear it myself unless I listen to videos and I can see what people are getting at. I used to have a friend called Paul who was a Cockney, and I found I started talking a bit like him, apples and pears and you're having a giraffe and all the rest of it, But it's really Margate. My mum was born in Warsaw, up near Birmingham way, and my dad was born in Bedford. So kind of a funny combination of the accents. I mean, my mum and dad moved down here in the mid-70s, and I was born towards the end of the 70s. But it's like I say graph, and my dad will say graph. So a little bit of a funny combination, really. Factual Breakdown's got her power back. Hold nice. Tell them to stop building houses. Shout out Andy the Gabby Cabby is most displeased that they're disrupting his live stream by stopping his subscribers getting on. Honesty and truth, Slurpy Dave. I went to my local co-op today. Only thing on my face was my skin. No one challenged me. I did a video on that yesterday. Hello, Michael. Thanks for dropping by. I did a video on the co-op yesterday. The co-op in Iceland are not enforcing these silly rules, and it turns out that others will more than likely follow suit as well, because they're worried about their staff getting abused for one, and I think they realise it's a load of bullshit for a second. Dave 01 Car, hello all. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Angela Gardner, so she was a black country lady. Yes, she certainly was, and probably still is to her heart. You wouldn't know speaking to her. She's, from that neck of the woods. She doesn't have any kind of accent whatsoever. It's crazy. Who else have we got? That's why we love you, Andy. Did you hear Bill Cannon? Where are we? Did you talk about Bill Cannon having you on his show? Yeah, Factual Breakdown. Let's just say I've been in touch with Bill over the last 24 hours, and we'll leave it there. I don't want to speak any more about that at the moment until I've had some more communication with Bill, but let's just say it's in the works. Lorna McKenzie, hi, Factual Breakdown. Carly Eaton, what do you think of the BLM boycotting white-owned shops? Surely that's racist. Well, come on, it's people of colour being horrible to whites. What's racist about that? I'm sure if whites were... The whole thing's crap, isn't it? We need to get on as a people, and this racial divide, and I blame the media and the politicians a lot for that, stirring it up. It's got to stop. It's absolutely disgraceful. I was just being a bit facetious there, really. Factual Breakdown, does Cockney mean from the north? No, a Cockney means you're from London. Factual Breakdown, a born and bred Londoner. I mean, if you listen to somebody like Jim Davison and their accent and the way they talk, that's the kind of thing that a Cockney is. And they have a thing called Cockney rhyming slang as well. It's like apple and pears, stairs, having a draft, laugh, rant and rave, shave. it's a couple of words put together that rhyme to make up the word you want to say. It's a language all on its own. Broken Britain, born with the pow pals. DB Cooper, Rubber Dub Dub, yeah, definitely. Ruby Murray, Curry, there's another one. It's my favourite. Little George, born within earshot of Bo Pals. Yeah, Broken Britain, Trouble and Strife, Wife. They're all coming out now. Insulate Britain, Merry Christmas, Richard Floyd says. I think they need to insulate their prison cells. I haven't looked into any more of it lately, but there was that lady that Insulate Britain that was quite ill because she'd put herself on long-term hunger strike and she got transferred to hospital. I've not heard anything else since, but I've been keeping an eye out. But at the end of the day, if you do what you do and they tell you that you'll end up in jail and you carry on, what do you expect? Yeah, Bottle and Glass, Ruby Murray, Peanut Butter, Nutter. It's all coming out now. Factual Breakdown, yep, so do I. I'm really looking forward to it. I had some communication earlier, and we're going to be setting that up within the next few days. But I'll announce something a bit nearer the time, but it'll look towards the end of December when it will happen. Chrissy Williams, afternoon Andy and everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining, Chrissy. Hope you're well. Lorna Mackenzie, think of Dick Van Dyke's Cockney accent in Mary Poppins. Yeah, Mary Poppins, or Ain't It a Glorious Day, you know. I saw an interview with Dick Van Dyke where he said that the language coach or the accent coach which tried to teach him to speak Cockney was something completely different and wasn't really qualified to teach him how to speak Cockney. It was crazy. Yeah, Broken Britain, that really was a bad Cockney accent, and by his own admission. Jesus Jones, Harold Lloyd, Paranoid. That's another one. They're all coming out. I'll tell you Factual Breakdown. If you want an education about Cockney rhyming slang, this chat is the place to do it. It really is. What was the other one? Donald Duck, Friar Tuck. There's a few rude ones. Dorian Newton, I'm afraid to travel to the UK because I'm afraid of a certain ilk. Make no bones about it. Well, if you don't go down Dover, you'll be fine. Craig Bryan, I see what you did there, Mr. Aid says. Lake Lizard sounds like Orwell's 1984. I think we're heading that way. Hi, Andy. There, John Barry says, yeah. Lorna Mackenzie, loved it. Dick Van Dyke, so talented. You know, I took my son to see Mary Poppins Returns, the new movie. I don't know if any of you ever saw it, but Dick Van Dyke did a cameo at the end of that movie, and he played the son of the banker from the original movie, who he played in the original movie, and he did a dance at the end. And bear in mind, Dick Van Dyke's in his 90s. The choreographer said, there's 3 dances you can do, an easy one, a medium one, or a hard one. He did the hard one, and it was amazing. He's still so quick on his feet. I won't say light on his feet, because that means something else. Andy, if you're up our neck of the way, it's North Hertfordshire. Have a few hours, visit Hitchin. It's about 10 minutes from Luton Airport. Lots of restaurants, cafes, bed sits outside. Yeah, Air Zulu. I have a relative in Hitchin, so I'm very well familiar with it. Yeah, I keep meaning to get into Hitchin as well, Air Zulu, but the problem is, every time I visit Luton Airport, the only reason I'd go to Hitchin is to visit my uncle, and every time I go in there, it's a wrong time of day. It's either too early or during the week, and I can't get to him. Hitchin is a good Saturday market, not so good now. I went to that market years ago with my uncle because we wanted to get some IT bits and pieces, computer bits and pieces, and they had some good stalls in there where we could get some good deals. Factual Breakdown, you are really popular in the true crime community. Yeah, I know. I really appreciate them guys. I like them all, and I look forward to chatting with them. I mean, you know, we discussed police off the cuff. There's Joe Murray and Angela Ing, and obviously Duty Ron as well. It's a really good association I've made there, and that's what it's all about. Tony Whitworth, always look on the bright side of life. Laughter is the greatest cure for illness. We should be the fittest country in the world with the jokes we have in power. That's actually funny itself. £3 super chat from Angela Gardner. Thank you very much for your support, Angela. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, it's a super sticker. Pear character with lovely dovey eyes, blowing red hearts in the air. All I see on this is a description rather than anything else, but I appreciate the support. I really do, for all of you that throw a super chat my way. It all goes in the Andy the Gabby Cabby beer fund, and greatly appreciated. Enjoy these streams, keep them coming. P. Tordoff says every day. I try and do them from about 2 o'clock onwards. Hi Andy, my dad was a Cockney. He's long gone, but I remember him, love from North Yorkshire. Bless him. I hope you rest in peace. And you're all okay, Julie. It's awful to lose somebody that you care about, whether it be friend, family. It's just, you know, a rotten thing. Richard Boyd, collar and cuff. The Cockney rhyming slang still coming. D. Smith says, hi, Andy. Craig Bryan, let's all have a Jolly Boys outing to Peppa Pig Land without masks. Yeah, definitely. Do you remember the Jolly Boys outing down at Margate with only fools and horses? That was brilliant. Friday and Sunday hitching market is good for collectibles and antiques, Andy. Okay. My uncle is a model maker. He's very, very skilled model maker, and he's always picking up all sorts of bargains. I think a lot of them from down there, really. Angela Gardner says her granddad was a Cockney too. They're brilliant, aren't they? Brilliant. Factual Breakdown, $20 super chat. I appreciate that, Factual Breakdown. Thank you very much for your support as always. Andy, if we come to the UK, will you and your oldest lad pull bodyguard detail? We certainly will. You'll get a chauffeur-driven cab from the airport right to the front door of your choice, and we'll look after you. Don't you worry about that. Little George, we carry our best beloved and gone ahead in our hearts every day. Yeah. I tell you what, I learnt a long time ago, if you've ever lost anybody, think of a happy memory, a happy thought, a happy thing, anything you did with them, and just put it in the centre of your head and never forget it, and they'll always be there. That's the best way I found of dealing with that. Always waiting, the Fools and Horses stopped at the Roman Galley pub. That's flats now. That's right, always waiting. I drove past that this morning. I often remember that scene out of that series when I drive past there. And of course, the Thanet Way was all single carriageway back then. Factual Breakdown, you're treated with celebrity status in the US. Certainly among the police and crime community, I certainly am. I'm really looking forward to getting more involved with them, and a bit of cross-pollination, as Sergeant Bill calls it, on a regular basis. P. Dordoff, good advice. It's the only way I found out to deal with it. Factual Breakdown, keep going, Andy. Up over 100 watching, I had noticed. And if you're new to the chat, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you stopping by on a Friday and taking time out of your day. And yeah, we try and do one of these chats every day. Just all get together, have a natter, put the world to rights, and try and get to know one another a little better. Tony Whitworth, the biggest miss of loved ones is that shoulder to cry. Yeah, you don't know what you got till it's gone, do you? That's really true. Honesty and Truth, did you like Porridge with Ronnie Barker? I didn't see all of them. I saw a big chunk of them, and what I did I really loved. But if you quoted a scene from an episode to me, it's not one of those I'd do anything about. Chrissy Williams, did you watch the Trump Farage interview? I did, I watched it this morning. Yeah, I've got a couple of things to say about that, which I've recorded a video about. I like to hear from him, Trump, but it's not quite what I expected. But I'll leave that for a later video, which will be out later today. Lorna McKenzie, Black Country, I think they would be horrified. Jesus Jones agreed. Broken Britain, it got more views than BBC. Well, that's not hard, is it really? Richard Void, don't get your collar felt, Andy. Yes, I'll be all right with there. Don't you worry about that. John Major, Eddie Stoker was a Cockney. Oh dear, we've got quite a big audience now, so I appreciate you all coming over. Appreciate the support. Now, sitting here listening to me gab as the Gabby Cabby once a day before my content comes out. Factual breakdown, I've never gotten over the loss of my dad. I don't think anybody gets over anything, really, do they? Let's be honest. You as the days go by, I think you just find ways of learning to live with it rather than get over it, and that's the only way I can describe it. Harry Harlow, hi Andy, I see the price of petrol has gone up today. Doesn't surprise me. I was going to put my prices up in January, and I had to you know, bring that forward because of the fuel prices. It's awful. Here's Zulu. Andy, when they filmed Only Fools and Horses in Margate, did the whole town stop? And did it do wonders for your hometown? Well, it certainly made us very popular. I mean, in the 80s, I think it was filmed about 88, something like that. We were still very much a seaside destination, but Margate's a funny fish. It was popular all the way through. And then towards the 80s it started to drop. It used to come back down and declined, and now it's starting to come back up again. But in the 80s, about the time Only Fools was filmed here, people were still coming down on what Londoners call Beanos, you know, on the buses and everything, and they'd be all over the seafront. And it's starting to happen now over the last few years, where you've got Londoners bringing their money back down. But when Only Fools was filmed, I was about 10 or 11 years old. I wasn't very old at all, but as I've said many times, my dad was a police officer, and in Broadstairs, I mean, at that time we had a police station in Margate, a police station in Broadstairs, and a police station in Ramsgate, an actual proper police station. And my dad was stationed at the one in Broadstairs. And when Rodney got arrested for knocking the football against the copper's head and taken inside, it was actually Broadstairs police station where that was filmed. And my dad got to meet David Jason, Nicholas Lyndhurst, and Buster Merrifield, and all the others, and he said they're lovely blokes. And he said there was a car compound they had there at the time where something was impounded, and David Jason took a particular interest in this car and said about his love of cars. It was quite an interesting time, and had a couple of stories. Where are we? Kim Alliston. We lost my dear brother William, who had Angelman's syndrome to the Kung flu. The hospital did not treat him with equality. Given 2 jabs at the end of the day, and he passed very high. Oh, that's awful. That is really awful. So sorry to hear that, Kim. Don't know what to say. I hope everything works out. It's awful news. Mick Cardstaff, I wondered when you'd appear. Not allowed to say Christmas now. It's deemed as offensive to the minority. Hi, everybody. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and sod all of them. Will that do? I don't care. I'm going to say Christmas all the time. Who, slap me for it. And I'm sorry about my singing. Kim Allison, so sorry, Lorna McKenzie says. Yeah, let's have it. Richard Void, what a plonker. Was that for my singing? Or the idiot that said we have to cancel Christmas? I could put my tinfoil hat on with that, but I won't. Factual Breakdown, hello, Merry Christmas, Pistol. Factual Breakdown says to Mick, Andy McDiv equals in, yeah. Happy Christmas to us all. Very sorry for your heartbreak, Factual Breakdown. I love all this communication in the chat with everybody, you know, where you're all getting to know each other and getting friendly and, you know, particularly laugh out loud plonker. I don't know whether you've heard that one before, Factual Breakdown. That's quite a common phrase. It's to... Too bad, and it's actually quite funny. Craig Bryan just became a member. Thank you very much, Craig. I appreciate your support. That's another member to Andy the Gabby Cabby. Don't forget, folks, you've got a join button underneath, and it's literally £1 a month, and you just have a badge against your name, and it changes colour the longer you're a member of the channel. I forget what the colours are, but you'll see for yourself when you go in there. Yeah, thumbs up, thank you. If you're new to the chat and you haven't done so already, give that old thumbs up button a bash. That always helps with the algorithm, pushes everything further up. We've got a nice healthy number now in the chat. We're getting near 130. It might be, you know, day of the week. Andrew Cooper, good afternoon from an old bloke retired in France. Always waiting. I haven't got a join button, they say. If you have a look underneath or to the right, I think, depending on the device you're looking at, you've got a bell and a subscribe button. And there should be a thing there that says join, but it all depends on the device you're looking at. Late Lizard, Jesus Jones, I certainly agree. Factual Breakdown, I know I'm your favourite channel. I appreciate all of your support. I really do. Hello, my friend Andrew Cooper. How is the weather there in France? That's from Factual Breakdown, asking about the weather. Harry Harlow, hi Andy, do you know the lotto numbers for Saturday? Do you remember Brian Conley when he did Septic Peg? I predict the winning lottery numbers of last week. I used to love that. And he used to make a howl with laughter. What was his other one? It's a puppet. There was loads of it. Absolutely brilliant. Proper comedy. Not there on the iPad or the iPhone, always waiting, says, I'll have to look into that. I'm not quite sure. I put some stuff on the description field under the live chat when I'm finished, and I think one of them is actually a join the channel link, so you might be able to find something through there when we've finished. Mike Alligators, hi Andy, I hope you're okay. I certainly am, thank you. Appreciate you asking, hope you are okay as well. Richard Void, 24 carat, you really are. Thank you, Richard, I appreciate that. Always waiting, I have a join button but no money. Maybe we can strike a deal. Craig Bryan says thanks to Factual Breakdown. Mick Hardstaff, love one of those red pens, Factual. I'll have to sort pens out, won't I? Late Lizard, me too, no extra money. Honesty and truth, be careful what you wish for. I know a lottery winner. He won 13 million quid in the UK. It ruined his life as he fell out with all his family. They say that, don't they, that money's the root of all evil. When you suddenly find something that you're good at or find something that will make you money, people can change sometimes. It goes to their head. And, you know, it doesn't always end well. But you know, one thing I'm determined to do with this YouTube thing, no matter where it goes, is always to be true to myself and, you know, just be me. What you see is what you get. I've always been like that my whole life. I've never had any pretense. I'm always what you see. I couldn't pretend to be anyone else. That's just not me. Factual Breakdown, between Plonker and Duty Ron's banging guess, I love the new words. Kim Alliston, we love you, Andy. Definitely a blessing. Love you more. I appreciate all the support that you will give on a daily basis. That's great. Air Zulu, I have still not tried banana and curry. I haven't. I mean, you were telling me that when I was doing delivery work at that Indian. and I didn't try it there. I don't know whether it'd go best with Chinese or Indian or both. You let me know. I'll give that a whirl. Jesus Jones, you're right there. Money is pure evil. The problem is, it's also what makes the world go round to a large extent. We unfortunately have to do it. I wonder what would happen to all the people in power if we ever went back to bartering. You know, I'll give you, I don't know, a leather jacket for 2 bags of spuds. You know, that kind of thing. Be quite an interesting exercise. But how's everybody doing at the moment? Are you all okay? How are you feeling? What you up to? Let me know, and particularly what your plans are for the weekend. We've got some content coming out at 6 o'clock, as we always do. We've got another 5 videos then. It kind of spaces it out nicely if I do something like this at the start of the day, and you know, you have the content going on into the evening. Everything kind of works out then. It's not too bad at all. Anyway, the chat's gone a bit quiet. Can I have a radio check, as they call it, to check that, you know, people are there and everyone's there okay, and we can see that people are still connected. Yeah, here we go. We're back again. But seemed to be a bit of a temporary lag there, but we're all back again. That's good. Lost half a stone in 3 weeks. Bloody hard going. That's Dave Carr. Dieting always is, isn't it? It can be bad. But anyway, folks, we're up to the hour just over, and I don't really like it going any longer than that because, you know, we all have things to do and other places to go and everything else. So don't forget, the content is out from 6 o'clock tonight. You can see that at your leisure, and I will be back tomorrow with more stuff. So enjoy your evening. Have a good weekend, everybody. For now, I say toodaloo.